Finished all of the detailing. So the 2 bathrooms and the laundry room, I did all the demolition, all the rough in plumbing and wiring, all of that's done. I've gone back in and detailed, framed new walls for bifold doors in the laundry. I've done the backing for where tile, Durarock board and drywall is going to come together. Blocking for towel bars and towel rings, all of those kind of things. That's all done. I've got something that was optional, but I'm thinking I really want to do it, and that is to widen this door and possibly the door into the main closet as well. This is a 2.0 door. Now 2.0, all doors and windows are measured by feet and inches. So the first number is always width. So whether it's a door or a window, if it's a 2.6, that's referring to the width, but it's not 26, it's 2 foot 6 inches. So in this case, a 2.0 is 2 foot 0 inches or 24 inches. Doors are also standard height of 6'8", that's 6 foot 8 inches, or 8 foot 0 inches, 8.0. And there is also an intermediate step of 7.0 that I've seen. I really like that size, but they're a bit more expensive than even the 8 footers, at least in the doors that I like and that I've chosen over the years. Most of the houses, new construction, have been 8.0 doors. Most of the remodels have been 6'8". In this case, when I measure it, it's not 6'8", it is 6'6". Now it's a little taller than that, but you always are off the floor a little bit. So 6'6", which means it's 2 inches shorter. And I measured all of the doors that are all that. So I've never seen that before. I'm going to guess that they cut the doors off. They cut the jambs and the doors off that 2 inches. I know for a fact that to order a door 6'6" will be more expensive because it'll be custom. So I'm going to plan on framing, keeping the framing where it is, because if I change the 1 or 2, I could raise it really easily, but I've got a bunch of other doors I would have to, which I am going to order new doors, but I would have to cut up and redo them all. I just don't think with these little bit lower ceilings that it's going to matter that much, and it's not a big deal. I've got my track saw, so I can easily cut the doors off perfectly, and the jambs, no problem either. The hinges are far enough up, it isn't going to have an impact. So a little extra time, but I know it'll work. So what I want to do now is widen this to a 2.6. I've got room in the bathroom, and I've got room out here, and plenty of room for the wider trim that I'm going to go with. So what I want to do is lay this out, and I don't need to raise the height, but the trim stud and the king stud will be right here, and I'll have to put a new trim stud and king stud over here. The header going across will be too short, so I may have to do some demo up higher to be able to get in a header, and that's mostly for nailing. This is a partition wall, non-bearing, so it's not a header that's carrying the load. It's just framing the opening. I'm Ron Paulk, and this is the Smart Wood Shop. The Paulk Smart Bench and the Paulk Smart Station. If you want to get a detailed set of plans for any of these or the accessories that work with the system, there's a link in the description of this video down below. The first thing I'm going to do is do a plumb line and a level line to show where I want to cut for the finish cut. Rough openings on swinging doors. That's doors with hinges that swing left or right. It's always 2 inches wider than the door itself. So if I'm going to do a 2.6 door, that means the rough opening is going to be 2.8. The height is an additional 2.5. So a 6.8 door is going to be, the rough opening is going to be 6.10.5. Again, I'm not going to change the height here. I'm going to stick with this. I'm going to shorten the door. So I'm just going to widen it. Again, my width of my door, 2.6 plus 2 inches. That is universal. Doesn't matter what brand of door you're using. And obviously with the framing, it doesn't matter if it's a left hand or right hand. That's when you order the door. First step, I'm going to take my jammer level, and I'm going to create a plumb line and then a level line so I'll know exactly where I'm going to cut out. I can't see into the wall, and I'm not sure if there's any wiring there. I'm 99% sure there is no wiring because the switch is on this side, but I still want to be careful as I cut into this. Now I've got some of this open on the other side so I can see into the bottom section that there's nothing there. So really I could just cut all the way through the wall in one cut, save some time. But typically when I'm enlarging a door or doing a remodel like this, I can't see into the wall, and so I want to be careful. So I'll either cut this out with a shorter blade on my Sawzall, or I'll go ahead and cut out just the drywall with my oscillating saw and pull this off so I can see in there and be careful, because I don't want to cut any wire or if there was any plumbing or anything. I want to be careful with that. I could still cut it all out and have that relocated. I'm going to go ahead and cut out the door jamb before I cut the drywall. Being careful on this side slows me down a couple of minutes instead of just banging everything out. But I've got this nice, neat surgical cut. I didn't risk cutting any wires or doing any damage. It looks like it takes longer, but ultimately the job finishes faster because I'm not damaging things that then have to be repaired. I'm keeping it fairly clean so we're not tracking dirt and dust all over the job. So slowing down a little bit, getting it all cleaned up. Now I have an opening. I know that I'm clear. I know I don't have any wires or plumbing, so I can go on to the other side, finish the same cut, and then I'm going to see if I can knock this trimmer king stud loose so that I can just move them over and then use screws to put it in here. One down, 2 more to go. Another productive day in the Venice Fixer. So earlier today you saw me expand this 2.0 to a 2.6 walk-in closet as well. Again, it was a 2.0, so now it's a 2.6. The bedroom door is already a 2.6, and the same with the other bedroom. Guest bath was also a 2.0. The dilemma with it, or the problem, and not a big deal, but on the inside, the opening is actually a 1/2 inch wider than it needs to be. I could have shimmed this out a 1/2 inch, and it'd be about the same on both sides, but when I shim the door, I'll shim it that way so it'll be centered. But it will mean that the trim will be just basically a sliver. Giving up the full trim width for the extra width door is a no-brainer. And on the outside, where it's more important, we'll have plenty of room to run full-size trim. If you enjoyed this video, if you've learned anything, if you want to encourage me to make more, then be sure to subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Oh, and when you subscribe, remember to hit the notification bell so that YouTube will let you know every time I put up a new video. Also, comments are important as well. The more engagement that I have between the thumbs up and the comments and the new subscribers, the more the algorithm at YouTube drives it up, and the more it's served up to other people. Also, share the channel with others that you know that they may find some help or enjoyment as well. Thanks for dropping into the Smart Woodshop Fixer in Venice. You stay safe and have a great day.